Many people believe their greatest enemy exists somewhere outside themselves. In my experience, this is rarely the case. The greatest danger a human being faces is the part of their own personality they refuse to see. I called this hidden dimension of the psyche the shadow. The shadow contains everything about ourselves that we reject, deny, or push into the darkness of the unconscious. Yet what we refuse to confront does not disappear. It simply begins to control us from behind the scenes. Today, I would like to show you 7 signs that your shadow may already be shaping your life. The first sign is irrational hatred towards certain people. One of the clearest signs of the shadow appears when we encounter people who provoke intense emotional reactions. Sometimes we feel a strong dislike towards someone we barely know. We may label them arrogant, weak, selfish, or immoral. But very often, the traits that disturb us most in others are traits that exist within ourselves. The psyche has a remarkable way of protecting the ego. Instead of recognizing these qualities in ourselves, we project them onto other people. What we condemn in them may in fact belong to us. The second sign is the belief that you are morally superior. Another common manifestation of the shadow is moral self-righteousness. When a person believes they are entirely virtuous, entirely reasonable, entirely good, something important is being ignored. Human beings are not purely good creatures. Each of us carries impulses that are selfish, aggressive, jealous, and destructive. When these aspects are denied, they do not disappear. They simply become unconscious. And unconscious forces have a habit of expressing themselves in ways we cannot control. The third sign is repeating the same problems again and again. Many people experience the same painful patterns throughout their lives. The same conflicts in relationships, the same professional failures, the same emotional struggles. They often believe these events are caused entirely by external circumstances. But in many cases, the unconscious personality is quietly orchestrating the pattern. Until a person becomes conscious of the shadow, life tends to repeat the same lessons. The fourth sign is overreacting to small situations. When an emotional reaction seems far larger than the situation itself, the shadow is often involved. A small criticism may provoke intense anger. A minor rejection may cause deep humiliation. These reactions often reveal unresolved psychological material. The shadow carries emotional energy that has never been properly integrated. When it is triggered, it can erupt suddenly and powerfully. The fifth sign is discomfort with your own imperfections. Modern culture encourages people to present an image of perfection, success, confidence, kindness, and control. But the attempt to appear flawless is psychologically dangerous. When individuals refuse to acknowledge their weaknesses, fears, and darker impulses, these aspects are forced into the shadow. The more perfect a person tries to appear, the larger the shadow grows behind them. The sixth sign is secret envy. Envy is one of the most revealing emotions. It often signals something important about the self that has not yet been recognized. Sometimes we envy another person's success, freedom, creativity, or courage. Rather than seeing this emotion as something shameful, it may serve as a signal. It may reveal unrealized potential within our own personality. The shadow does not contain only darkness. It also contains neglected strengths. The seventh sign is avoiding self-reflection. Many people prefer to analyze the faults of others rather than examine themselves. They fill their lives with distractions, opinions, and external conflicts. But without self-reflection, the unconscious continues to operate unchecked. A person who refuses to confront their shadow becomes increasingly controlled by it. One of the greatest misunderstandings about psychology is the belief that self-improvement comes only from cultivating positive qualities. In truth, psychological development requires something far more difficult. It requires confronting the parts of ourselves we would rather avoid. As I once wrote, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. The shadow is not something to be feared. It is something to be understood. Because only when we recognize it can we begin the long process of becoming whole.